Hello everyone. Today is Monday, and as usual on Mondays I'm recording a video to help you set up your week. We are finally here in week 8 of our class, and I have to say that I'm very happy with the results of some of you. I've been reading the last essay in section 2590, and I'm almost done grading the essays in the first section, and I'm very happy with what I've seen. I've come across beautiful ideas, I've come across beautiful defensive points, and great presentation of argumentative strategies of all sorts. I'm going to start grading the essays in section 2596 today, and probably you will be receiving your essays today, tomorrow, and early on Wednesday. Since 2596 is the last section, I rescheduled the portfolio submission until Saturday at 23:55 just for this section. The first section, 2590, you have to submit your portfolio before 23:55 on Friday. Well, we don't have much to do this week. This is a week for reflection, for putting together everything that we have done. And so as usual, and this is my first recommendation of the week, open the planner, download the planner, and get acquainted with what you have to do. I understand that we have the final exams now beginning this week, so but the work that you have to do during this last week won't be much, so it won't be getting on your way. As if you check the planner, this is all about the portfolio and the last partial test that will take place on Friday all day. First, let's talk about the partial test. The partial test is an exercise about MLA, very similar to the exercises that you have done on MLA. So if you want to take a look at what you did in week 3, go back and check the exercises and read the feedback, because the test that you are completing on Friday will be very similar to what you did during week 3. Everything is there. There is nothing new. There are no surprises. So all you have to do is review the exercise if you want to make sure that you do the job. In any case, most of you have been implementing MLA by the book. Many of you have changed drastically the way you format your essays. If you check what you did early in the first week and what you're doing now, you see there's been a major improvement. Formatting the essays using one international academic standard like MLA or APA or what have you, depending on the genre or the subject in particular, shows that you are a good professional. So you're going to be using this extensively if you plan to go ahead and study a master's degree abroad. And as I said earlier, depending on the type of subject, depending on the field of studies, you use one or the other. Now you're equipped with both, I guess, APA and MLA. But now, referring briefly to the portfolio, which is your work, your job this week, you have to assemble the portfolio, as you all know. I loaded in your contents in week 8 a resource by the name of the portfolio prompt, and here you have the instructions for what you have to do. You have to collect the samples. You don't have to do much, it's just putting together what you have done. You have to present the sample in a PDF form, one single PDF document with a cover page, an introductory page. I'm going to be referring briefly to the table of contents on one prospective portfolio. 2 polished writing samples, 1 annotated critical reading, 1 pre-writing, and 2 separate forward to the edited essay. I'm going to refer to all the samples in detail in a minute. So the first thing you gotta do is read the resource, and if you didn't do annotated critical reading, which I doubt you didn't, because you wrote the essays using the article, so some form of annotated critical reading you must have done, and you have to provide one of these samples of annotated critical reading and one of the samples for pre-writing. That for sure you did some pre-writing. In the first place, I'm going to show you the table of contents. This is what I'm expecting. One page where you guide the reader. First, you have a cover page. You are free to choose the type of cover page you use, as long as you provide your personal information and the name of the course and all the things that are regular in a cover page. In a cover page, you don't have to follow the MLA guidelines. You're free to go any direction you want. You can illustrate the page, or you can simply write the most important pieces of information needed in a cover page, like your name, the name of course, and so on. This is the first page, the table of contents, where you detail what you're including. You're supposed to be including one reflective piece. The reflective piece is the, as I will explain to you in a minute, is the general reflection about the work that you have done in the class. You have to include 2 edited writing samples. As I explained in the prompt, you can choose either the narrative or the expository, or the analytical and argumentative. So you could choose, for example, the narrative and the argumentative. You could choose the expository and the analytical, but you cannot choose the narrative and the expository, because they are the simplest essays. So I want one simple essay and one complex essay in your selection. So each piece of rewritten material has to be introduced by a foreword. A foreword is an introductory paragraph where you explain you're working with the genre, your approach to the topic, the type of mistakes you made in the first version, then the addition part, and what you did to improve the essay. And these forewords should be in one paragraph, and they should be preceding the essay that you write. So in this order: the foreword to the writing sample 1, to writing sample 1, the writing sample 1, then forward to writing sample 2, and then the writing sample, and finally the pre-writing samples and the annotated critical reading sample. So this is the in synthesis what you have to do in the table of contents, the information that you have to present. I'm encouraging you, as I said before, to read the rubrics carefully, because they are very detailed. Here you have the different criteria that I'll be using to evaluate the portfolio, from the reflective piece, where you make a reflection about your work in the class, what I'm expecting from the forward section of each edited sample, the polished writing samples, the annotated critical reading, and the pre-writing samples. I also evaluate the overall quality of the portfolio and the performance. I think you should be careful with not to get carried away when writing your reflective piece. because if you need to keep your writing under control, you won't have a chance to rewrite the portfolio, and the portfolio is like the goodbye to my class. So it's important that you revise, that you proofread, that you edit the reflective piece and also the forward to the essays, because you won't have a chance to get back to this. This is the last assignment of the course, and there is not a chance for a rewrite here. So be especially careful. So this is it. As usual, I'm inviting you to contact me if you have a question, if you have a concern. As I said, the graded essay 4s will be ready before Wednesday. Some of you have received the graded essay already, and the ones that will receive the essay on Tuesday or on Thursday, we have the chance to submit the portfolio on Saturday. So it all depends on if I manage to finish grading before Wednesday. But as I said, section 2590 is supposed to be submitting the portfolio on Friday, and section 2596 have another day until Saturday. So this is it. This is not going to be the last message you get from me. I'm going to get back to you before the partial test 3 again. Good luck compiling the samples for the portfolio, and in general I wish you good luck in your final exams, and I know that you're in your final exams week. Thank you.